Hello. We've got a little difficulties on that open, but we got it going, fellas. Hey, welcome to the Crypto Duo today.
That's right.
It's the Crypto Duo. We had Carl here earlier, but he had to head out, and Pat's not with us today. But we've got a good show because things are heating up in the crypto world.
In the moment, man, it's still huge.
It's a huge space.
It's a huge time. It's a great time. For those who don't know, Bitcoin
Come on,
is going over.
Let's go ahead and show that. Let's show that. Okay. There it is, 11,000. I'll even refresh it. It might have gone down because it's just a little over 11,000. Oh, it went up.
Oh, it went up, see.
Oh, the sky is falling.
Man.
The sky is falling.
So it's,
this last week it was over 11.
I know, Gary. It's crazy, man.
Everybody thought it would be, what, 10?
10.
10 by the,
by the end of the year. But we thought we got what, 28 days?
Oh, yeah.
We have 28 days left. And China's not even involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just think, man, I know I'm stamping out here. I think if China was involved, had they not held the people back, Bitcoin would probably be close to 13 or 14,000 right now.
It's crazy.
It's just crazy. And
if you're not doing a little bit of study on Bitcoin, and we say Bitcoin, but just as important are the other cryptocurrencies. Now there's over 1,500, I think, now cryptocurrencies out there. Yeah. But I'd say what the majority of them are.
Majority of them are the altcoins.
Right.
Most people aren't paying any attention to those.
And then a lot of them will never go.
A lot of them are
like
penny
pop. Stocks.
A lot of them are going to pop. A lot of them are going to pop. But a lot of those will go from number 50 to 25.
Oh yeah.
That's going to happen. And that's the opportunity to make the money. I know a lot of people are trying to chase, and I say it this way, people are trying to chase Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I welcome the chase. And you should.
You should buy Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin is kind of the gold in the sense that, and if you don't know much about the space, and I think every YouTuber says this to their audience, if you're new to Bitcoin or you're new to cryptocurrencies, because there's new people every day coming on and saying, hey, I want to learn about this. So if we got viewers out there new, tune in, subscribe to the channel, because we're just regular guys. There can be as many as 4 of us talking about this, or 2 of us. It's the duo, the Crypto Duo today. And we're trying to bring it to a level that everybody can understand. It's one of the greatest opportunities in this century is happening right now with cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is a big part of it. Bitcoin is the original coin and the original blockchain, and it's become kind of a store of value.
Exactly.
Like a gold is. It's a store of value. All the exchanges
carry
Bitcoin. They do.
Every last one.
Everyone, and that's what you usually trade in.
Yeah. That's how you do your That's how you do your transaction. Bitcoin is the internet money.
Yeah, it's the internet money.
It's the internet money.
It's the basic unit of exchange.
Yeah.
So all of these cryptocurrencies, in a sense, you could say, kind of, that they're backed by Bitcoin.
Sure they are.
Just like
they're following Bitcoin.
They're following Bitcoin. Yeah. You look at all the charts, and Bitcoin's up, and so they just drags the rest of them. Yeah. Then there's a pullback. Yeah. That's what we had happen a couple days ago. Lynn Davis, a friend of mine on Facebook, she posted something recently where when it was a few days ago, it was at 11 like it is now. She sold her Bitcoin, and people would say, what, you crazy? Sold your Bitcoin when it's at the highest? Well, she gambled a little bit. She gambled because she knew what was happening with Bitcoin. Every time it gets up and hits a new peak, there's a pullback. Well, there's a lot of big whales out there that have got a lot of Bitcoin. They're manipulating it a little bit, and they're doing just what she did. She had 5 Bitcoins, which was $55,000 worth of Bitcoin. She sold it, put it in her wallet, hold it there in USD, United States, fiat, cash. It says she bought it back when it was 9, because it dropped back to 9, and some change, 9 and some change, and then boop.
Then it went up again.
That's right. So she bought it again. Now she's got six
got
and a
more.
half.
She's got even more.
She's got 6.5 Bitcoin. She reported that.
She's got even more, man, and that's the.
So
that's
today,
the
rather than be 55, she's got 6.5 times 11. She's got 66, almost 70,000. When just a few days ago she only had 55.
Well, she knows how to play the game.
She knows how to play. You know
how to play the game. This look, Gary. There's no denial. I'm not going to deny it. I'm here to make money.
Sure.
And I'm here to make lots of it.
Well, why don't you just put it in the U.S. bank account?
Exactly. I don't want to do it because I ain't gonna make no money. I'm not gonna make any money in the savings account. That's just the flat out truth. You're not gonna make a lot of money. You're not gonna put any. You're not gonna retire. You're not gonna.
Remember when we were little boys? Yeah. Our mom would take us down to the bank and have us open up a savings account. Remember that?
Right.
Now you guys are younger, don't remember this, but there was a thing called a passbook account, looked much like my my password book here, and you'd go in there and you'd ledger it, and you'd learn basic accounting. Remember that?
That's what you had to do.
Basic accounting, you'd write it down, and then when you came up there, and the teller would tell you, guess what? You earned 20 cents, thus and so on you. Ooh, well, you could buy Coca-Cola for that.
Right.
So I'd put that in there. Write down your interest. Remember that when you were just boys?
Paid.
We were just little shavers when that happened.
Right, but you're getting paid.
But you were getting paid, and there was a little interest you made, and you learned basic accounting. Well, this thing here is like off the hinges.
Oh man, it's insane.
It's through the roof.
It's insane. You're making 25%. You're making 5%. You're making 10%. You're making 88%. You're making whether it's a day or it was a week or a month. That's what's going on, and it's just.
We're not telling you to invest. We're not making any recommendations other than to say this is something you ought to study.
Consider.
And if you have a half a wit about yourself, you can learn how to do this and make some money.
You can make some money.
And if you make bad decisions like anything else, you can lose all your money.
And
it's a gamble. When Lynn made that change from cash from Bitcoin to cash, she didn't know that it was going to maybe go to 12 or 13 or 14, and she missed out.
Right.
She didn't know that, but she studied it enough to realize that there's always a pullback.
There's always a pullback.
There's always a pullback with these all the coins, all the cryptocurrencies.
Buy red, buy green. Which one?
There
red.
You go. Buy red or buy green. You buy
go.
Red. And I'll tell you what we're talking about there when we say buy red. You see down here on the chart, this right here, Dash is down. See, not a whole lot, but it's already, look at that. Dash was about $500.
I know, man. It's
now look at it. It's way up there. You just don't have enough money to buy it all. But now it's all on the climb. Now you start enjoying you see all these greens?
Yeah.
If you bought those, here's a Misigo. It's even up. I bought it for too much. I bought it at about 8.5, but it's at 9.25.
It's at 9.25, man. You earned 6%.
I did. So it's doing pretty good. Then you take stuff like, here's another one I bought that I'm real proud of. This
Cardano.
One here. Yeah, Cardano. It's ADA is the letters. ADA. I bought that just 3 weeks ago at 2.5%.
2 cents.
2.5 cents. Excuse, not percent.
Right.
2.5 pennies.
2.5 pennies
per coin.
Per coin.
Yep. And I bought a slew of them.
I bet you did. There's no reason not to.
There's no
reason not to.
And now it's up here at about, what, 13 cents?
13. You've earned, oh my gosh, what was that, almost 5 times?
Oh, yeah. So that, these altcoins are something to look at.
Oh, that's altcoins of the game.
There's something to look at. And there's a couple things that you have to know when you do that. The altcoins are going to be, let me get this mouse over here, and there we go, so I can put our camera back on. You can see our beautiful faces.
Yes.
But people say, well, how do I know? Or, you know, what should I do to if I bought one of those? Well, if you bought, you got to do your research. Again, it's dependent upon you to do due diligence and make your own decisions, because you can't take my advice or even anybody on YouTube's advice, or you surely don't want to talk to your banker. You talked to one of them recently.
Oh, yeah, I talked to him. He just told me he was a banker, so he didn't, you know.
Well, he said he took the red pill, or is that what you said he said?
You got to study for your own exam. And this is basically what it is. If you
There's no cheating in this.
There's no cheating in this. You're gonna have to get involved if you want the results. If you want the results, you're gonna have to. Well,
some of the things people got to look for. Let's talk about that.
You got to look for support staff. Who's behind the team? The team. You got to look for some transparency when you go to the website. You got. Do they show the team? Do you be able to contact?
Let's tell them what showing the team means. Yeah. Okay. Because I'll show you Cardano.
Okay.
Okay. Cardano's team is absolutely fantastic.
There you go.
Tell them about a few other things about the technology and stuff while I'm looking for this. I'm going to pull up Cardano.
Yeah. You just have to. You got to. The supply of that particular coin that's being provided.
The supply is important.
Yeah.
If it's got too much supply, it's not going to be a fast.
It's not going to be a fast moving. I mean, it's not going to be eventually, but some of these are going to be long term. There's a long term opportunity for most people. You got to hold this. You got to hold these coins for a while. It may be a year, maybe 2 years, because a lot of the technology is still not necessarily in place, and most people still aren't familiar with Bitcoin. You think a lot of people will be familiar with Bitcoin, but most people are not familiar with Bitcoin. And we're not going to even think about blockchain in terms of people understanding Bitcoin. They still don't know it. Even though I must admit, I was at a dealership the other day, and a guy was talking about Bitcoin while he was repairing a window, which I thought was kind of great to see, because now you're seeing it being discussed among common people, if I may say it. It's just going to be a common conversation. You remember the concept. It is still in its adaptive stage, so a lot of people still don't know about it, but that's going to change. Probably next year you'll start hearing more and more about Bitcoin, because I was talking with Carl, and he said that what's the show, the big comes on television, Big Bang.
Oh, the Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang. Mm-hmm. They were talking about Bitcoin in the show.
All right.
There you go.
I think I got it here. I had to go to my website, and then this is a project that is the Cardano coin has a project teamed up with IOHK, and they are in Japan, for example. That one I was telling you, we did 13 cents now. But look at the staff of these guys. I mean, these guys are
look at the profile on these guys.
Look at their PhDs from all over the world. They've been involved for years and years and years in the internet. This Charles Hodgkins is the founder, the chief officer. He was with experience includes founding cryptocurrency related startups, including innovations like Ethereum, okay, and IOKH, and a variety of colorful positions in the public sector. Founder and chairman of what else? Here's Jeremy Wood, okay. These are all names. If you start looking in the cryptocurrency, yeah, you can profile who these guys are. These are not lightweights. These are guys that know what they're doing.
You got faces.
You know this guy here. He's got this guy here. Look at this long-haired guy. But what he's been doing, Duncan has more than 15 years programming experience with Haskell. He is a well-known member of the Haskell community. He helps maintain several popular libraries and tools, including COBOL and Byte. I don't know. I don't understand this crap. But anyway, he holds degrees, and I think he's got a degree at Oxford. Yeah, computer science from Oxford University. I mean, these are not lightweight.
It's not lightweight, and that's showing transparency.
Yeah, and see, these guys, look, and it's not a small team. This is a big team of people, you know? So you go and poke around on the Cardano site, and then you'll see input, output, which is the sister team that works with the Cardano development and the foundation, and this is who you find here. So that's what we mean by team. If you haven't looked into it, so when you look into a cryptocurrency, you're looking for the team that's behind it. You're looking for the blockchain and what it's going to do.
What's their objective?
What industry are they going to disrupt?
Right, exactly.
What industry are they going to disrupt?
There you go.
So you look at some of the industries. I've bought some recent coins that I think have promise. One is with, it's called Funfair.
Right.
Funfair is with the gaming industry.
There you go. That's big.
And that is big. They are trying to make gaming online fairer. Fairer. Because we always going to lose money gambling. Everybody knows that. It's a game. You're playing, I try to beat the gaming. It's like getting free plays on the old, back when we were kids, had the little flippers, those old pinball machines.
Right.
You get some free plays. And it's kind of a diversion, and people like to gamble online. But there's some people that can do it professionally. I would never try to do it professionally.
Right.
But nonetheless, that's big over the world is online gambling. Well, the problem with most online gambling is there's no security of and trust.
Okay.
With those casinos. There's no trust.
Gotcha.
Whereas the blockchain allows you to have trust, because you can look behind and see if the transactions actually went into the game, or they took half of them out and only put half of your money into the game.
Wow.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
That's the stuff you wouldn't know with a normal gaming site. They could be cheating you. It's around the world. It's somewhere in Singapore,
Wow.
But with it being run on a blockchain, there's transparency and there's verification that you can look
to each step
at the record. The record, my money went into that game. My money was part, my choices got registered with the little thing that twirled around, whether I got all sevens or whatever. So that company, Funfair, they're building games, been building games for a number of years anyway, but they thought they would take their fun games and make them more user-friendly for you and I, if we were gamblers, to go in and know that our money is being applied to those games correctly, and I have more confidence to play those games.
Wow.
You see what I mean? Plus, a lot of those gaming platforms, for example, they throw that you have to buy a big bunch of coins, and they're there. You can't pull them out. I mean, you got the coins already in the game, sitting there to play more games. Well, this allows you, this particular setup, and they're going to license these games all over the world. This particular setup is going to allow you to just put in, I want to do $5 on that game.
So you can do fraction.
You can fractionally, you don't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff and be lost in the game. You can use your own wallet and pay as you want.
So
just like if you
were...
So you
can lose slowly.
You can lose... So you're funny. So you got a way of looking at things, Marvin. I love it.
So that's how it goes, man. But it's those kind of things, Gary.
That's what's going to make.
That's what you're going to have to do. It's going to be it's a game changer.
I think that's a winner.
It's a game changer.
I think that coin right there, personally, I think that's a winner, and you can buy it for less than a half a cent.
And that's what it's.
I think
that's what it's about, man. Sometimes you just get overwhelmed when you see all this that's going on in the cryptocurrency blockchain, because like we talked about before, you got big guns that are going to start getting in next year, because Bitcoin,
you got a lot of big fish in it now that made a lot of money back when it was 10 cents a coin.
They've been real quiet about it. Credit Suisse, you got ING, you got Microsoft.
Well, let's take a look
at that. You got all these companies, man. JP Morgan, they say they're not in the game, but we know they're in the game.
All right. See, you hear people, I'm sure there's people listening, watching us right now, and they're saying, oh, yeah, see that? They're gambling, and it's all about is gambling. Right. No, I was just telling you about one coin that they're going to use to make gambling fairer for the participants, and the blockchain is going to make that available. It's not because this is some kind of Ponzi scheme. Don't believe the bad news out there. Take a look at these companies right here. These are all part of the Ethereum
Alliance.
Alliance, right. These are companies that hook, line, and sinker have invested in the Ethereum coin and with smart contracts. And they're creating more coins out of this, by the way, and they're also creating whole industries they're going to disrupt, using technology for insurance, using it for money, using it for insurance,
storage. It's just a gamut of things.
Keeping track of the oil and the pipelines. You got BP up there. Look at that. There's BP. Yeah. So it's amazing how much this blockchain technology is going to disrupt the entire way we do things. It's going to
disrupt the world, man. It's going to disrupt the world. And how
it already is, too. Yeah.
It's already done it.
Now, a lot of people say, here's another question. Well, how can I get my money out? If I buy Bitcoin, I can't go to the store and buy Bitcoin. What did we just read today?
McDonald's.
Now, listen to this, folks. I hadn't seen the article. I was trying to fix the computer here this morning. And Carl pulls up on his phone, McDonald's is going to start taking Bitcoin. Now, I know they're doing it now in Thailand. With Misigo. You know, that's a new cryptocurrency being used in Southeast Asia. But where did they read that? What you got? You looked it up. Forbes magazine reported. Go look it up yourself. Forbes magazine just reported this.
That McDonald's will be accepting Bitcoin in 2018. Now that means Wendy's is going to sit back and let McDonald's do that.
No.
Burger King.
Wendy's going to be a little Bitcoin queen.
It's starting to hit into mainstream. It's starting to soak in to other areas because.
But you know what? I can use my Bitcoin today.
Oh gosh.
At Burger King.
At Burger King.
See, you don't have to wait.
Right.
You don't have to wait. Let me show you how. See this little thing here? It's called a shift card. I can't show it to you. I don't want to show it to you. I want you to see my numbers. But it works just like a credit card. And all I have to do, and you can get it through your CoinBase account. You just put any money you have in CoinBase. It will register on this card. And all I got to do is see what my balance is by taking and opening up the app and put my number in there. And it shows me. So if I put $1,000 in Bitcoin and rest it in my CoinBase account,
you can shift it.
You shift it. You see.
Shift it to your.
Now what I can do with this here, it's got one of these little chips. I just go slide this in. I just got it. Slide it into the machine and pay for my Burger King. Matter of fact, my wife and I are going to use this card. My brother, wife just passed away. Bless her heart. 43-year marriage, wonderful gal, Linda. And so we're going to go down and see him. And I said to my wife, you know what? Let's just take this card, try it out, see how it works. So we're going to put gas in the car, buy our hotel, buy our things. We're going to drive down and see her and see my brother. And we're going to use that card.
Try this new technology out.
Try it out.
Try the innovation.
I know it works.
We know
I just
it works.
haven't personally worked
all those kind of things.
But I'll report back to you how easy it was, or if I was rejected in any of the gas machines or anything I saw out there.
But you know the other part to that too. You're going to walk into McDonald's. Somebody's going to look up at the screen and say, "What is Bitcoin?"
Yeah.
So that in itself.
Well, just teaching their employees.
Yeah.
What it is.
So what Bitcoin?
And you're probably going to use either a card that's got Bitcoin on it, but it's usually this card here's got a USD denomination.
Yeah. Well, there's some amazing stuff going on
because it transfers and shifts it into US.
Yeah,
this card will turn it into US. So I don't think it really even means anything about taking Bitcoin. If you have Bitcoin, if you have a shift card, you're going to be able to just pay it in USD. Who cares,
man? That's the convenience of it.
So I'm excited about what's happening.
Well, we know the CoinBase says that they have more clients than Charles Schwab.
So now Coinbase is, for those who don't know, is a place where you can buy Bitcoin. It's an exchange. You can buy Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin Cash soon.
Yep.
So that's pretty big. And
that's pretty big.
As a matter of fact, it actually crashed.
It crashed for a good reason.
There was so many people using it.
There was so many people joining on or adding to Coinbase or getting involved in the cryptocurrency world that they were overwhelmed by it. That's basically what crash is. They were overwhelmed by it. people wanting to get on board to do some cryptocurrency, whether it's trading or converting their dollars into Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Yeah.
And that's going to continue. 2018.
Oh
man, it's going to be even more exciting than it is this year.
People are making fortunes in this.
They're making fortunes. Their lives have been changed by
now, I am convinced that this is going to be a banner year for it as well, because we were talking, we got involved in this March or April last year, and Bitcoin was right at about $1,000, $1,200, something like that. About $1,200. And as a matter of fact, I think, if I remember right, my first lesson in cryptocurrency was I bought the first little bit I bought, and it was at like 1,200, but it dropped down to 900, and I was going to buy some more.
Oh, you buying more?
I was thinking already.
You already think so.
I was thinking this is the time to buy because it went
catch
down.
Up.
I guess I was an early adopter and an early believer as well.
Yeah.
So once I caught the concept of it, then I believed in it. I knew that it was going to draw back a little. I didn't let that. I saw the red is good. I bought it when it dropped back. Didn't panic, and then it's gone up, and it's gone up ever since then, and that's over 11,000 today. I'm a bigger believer in it today than I was then, of course, but I've made money at this. I've done nothing but increase. I could have never put money in the bank or maybe stocks if you really were good. I mean, you got to know stocks.
You got to be. I mean, you got to be
able to read all.
You got to be on it, man. It's more. Put it this way, Gary. It's more expensive. You could have made that money in the stock market, but it would have cost you more to do.
Well, a lot of that too, because of the price of your brokers and all that.
All those fees that you had to pay.
Yeah, even when you have a Scott account, there's fees, and
you got to pay fees for that.
The other thing is you've got to be really, really smart. I'm impressed with people that know the stock market, because I got a good friend that does it. As a matter of fact, he was a guest of ours once here, but he buys like the mining stocks for silver and gold, and uranium and all that. And he buys them when they have a dividend, and he understands them. As a matter of fact, when he was a younger guy, he used to work for a big oil company, and they were acquiring companies. He was in the department that studied the balance sheets and all of that.
Research and development.
Research and development. And he learned the ledgers on how to value a company, whether it was a good one or a bad one. But that's the kind of knowledge to be good at stocks. I think you have to know.
Right, to be studying
now, you can be like some stock people that are just looking at a chart and going up and down. But there's a whole lot more to know about those than it is these speculative altcoins. You got to have a feel of what's going on in the market. You got to have a kind of ear out there to see what's hot, because that's part of the coins going up. You got to also understand business somewhat to understand if that is going to disrupt, that particular industry.
There are signs in the cryptocurrency market now that's giving examples, just like you got some raw material, just like we said, 40% of the world has never done a financial transaction. So
that's a whole.
That's
now you're talking
a lot of people, but that's raw material that
nobody's ever been able to touch.
Nobody's ever been able to touch. The banks haven't been able to.
Well, it's too expensive for them to set up accounts for these poor people. First of all, there's not enough money in it.
Right.
And they're usually out further beyond than where you want.
You put a branch out there. I mean, it's just
too expensive.
It's just too expensive. So,
but with the
phone, man,
of a phone and satellite coverage, people can transact with cryptocurrencies in these third world areas. What is going to happen to those third world areas if they have a currency to operate on?
Oh gosh, man, and it's easy for us in America to not pay attention to that, because we do financial transactions.
Oh, well, like you and I, we grew up with a little passbook account. We know what it's all about.
So you're like, what are you talking about? It doesn't really matter to us. It's almost, we're so familiar with it, it doesn't really matter to us. But for somebody who has never been able to do a transaction with money,
or to borrow something to get that additional,
it'll make your head spin.
Yeah.
You think It's a life-changing event for those kind of people.
And it will change their economies.
Man, it's going to change the economies.
Their whole economies will change because they have a currency which is convenience to operate on. See, think about it. Back in the day when we were all running around with clubs on our shoulder, in the Neanderthal days, you know, early ancient days, what could you use for a currency if you had, you know, a couple goats and I had a couple chickens?
We traded off.
We trade eggs or chickens or something, you know, the animals off, and I'd get
But it had to be something of value that we both...
That we knew, well, food is the basic value.
Exactly.
Right? So that's how they worked off of things. Well, as the culture gets more, you know, advanced, that's kind of inconvenient.
Yeah.
I mean, what about you going to bring down to the car lot a couple chickens every month?
You want to carry a goat 1,000 miles?
Yeah, you can't bring a bunch of chickens to go buy a car. I mean, how many chickens would it take?
Exactly. But Gary, we talked about that before when it comes to cash. We said this before. Cash is the most private transaction you can ever make.
And we like it.
You like it, man.
I like cash.
You can do cash anywhere. You can do it upstairs. You can do it downstairs. You can do it outside. You can do it inside. You can do it in a plane. You can do it in a car. You can do cash. Here's
you know what though? You can't do it in a last plane I took. They didn't take my cash. They
well,
don't trust those. They don't trust people like they used to.
But I'm just saying, in between two, but in between
two
people,
I know
you can do that exchange anywhere. And the only problem is if you're trying to do an exchange of $1 million. Now it becomes a little more complicated.
It does become a little complicated.
It's more cumbersome.
Well, and they're thinking about getting rid of the hundreds. Could you imagine doing a $1 million transaction without hundreds?
Oh, man. So 20s? There you go.
Yeah.
It's 20s and all that kind of stuff. So this, and I know we talking, it's so big that it's kind of hard to put your head around what's going on because it's still quietly coming up the side, and most people
what do they say? 1 or 2% of the people even know what's going on.
Even know what's going on, man. So it's like a tsunami. It just all of a sudden.
But I am getting calls, and you are too.
Yeah.
We are talking about this, and we got into it just 8 months ago, and people are saying, "Well, you know, I saw that." They bring it up to me all the time.
Yeah.
Saw a guy at church yesterday. Hey, I saw your show. You know.
Yeah.
But it's going to change the way we live. We just want to encourage people. If you're a person that's, you know, wanting to make something out of your future financially for your family, I think you need to study this and seriously consider it. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the bad press. Listen to your own good sense and study it and get involved in it. It will be a game changer for you.
They told us not to fly.
Right.
They told us not to drive. They told us, you know,
time here.
We got to go.
Late. We're going to have to. We're running too late. Well, I guess that's what we wanted to cover today.
Yep.
We covered what we were going to cover. We're going to talk more about these things. Encourage our audience to continue to invest.
Yep. It's here, everyone, and we just want everybody to get more involved if you can. Any way that it's.
Give us a message. Let us know. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell, and we'll give you a notification when we're back on the air live again. And I think you'll, add some comments. Tell us what you'd like us to talk about, and we will continue to be here. Thank you for tuning in.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.